Thanks for this decision, and thanks to this decision, we can now promptly file to proceed with numerous policies that have been wrongly enjoined on a nationwide basis. And some of the cases we're talking about would be ending birthright citizenship, which now comes to the fore. That was meant for the babies of slaves. It wasn't meant for people trying to scam the system and come into the country on a vacation. This was, in fact, it was the same date, the exact same date, the end of the Civil War. It was meant for the babies of slaves, and it's so clean and so obvious. But this lets us go there and finally win that case, because hundreds of thousands of people are pouring into our country under birthright citizenship, and it wasn't meant for that reason. It was meant for the babies of slaves. So thanks to this decision, we can now promptly file to proceed with these numerous policies, and those that have been wrongly enjoined on a nationwide basis, including birthright citizenship, ending sanctuary city funding, suspending refugee resettlement, freezing unnecessary funding, stopping federal taxpayers from paying for transgender surgeries, and numerous other priorities of the American people.
And those civil rights laws was written strictly and exclusively for black people. That's called the Slaughterhouse case of 1872. And then later on in 1879, the Saunders case said the same thing, that the 13th and 14th and 15th Amendment, the civil rights laws were put in place to protect the ex-slaves in America, the black population. They should not be entered by anyone else and be misused, because if you let other people use it, that's how whites come up with this thing about, if you're going to try to take back what we took from you, that's reverse discrimination. So that's why it's a joke that have all these other groups coming here being classified as immigrants and white immigrants, and again, being able to use the 13th and 14th and 15th Amendment. That was strictly for black folk and ex-slaves. They're not ex-slaves, Native Americans, ex-slaves, Native Black Americans, ex-slaves. They have no entitlements of the 13th and 14th and 15th Amendment of the civil rights laws. The immigration policies, the civil rights laws in this country have been misused and abused, and the primary perpetrator of that has been the United States Supreme Court. And here's what I'm saying about the United States Supreme Court. The United States Supreme Court is the guardian of racism in this country. Their primary responsibility, all the way back since they were appointed in 1803, was to be able to misuse and guard and maintain slavery and subordination of black folk in the country. And that is in violation of the 13th and 14th Amendment. The United States Supreme Court has no right to overrule anything pertaining to black folk in terms of rights, obligations, privileges, and reparations. They have no rights. Their rights are restricted to being in ambassadorial appointments and relieving people who have violated their oath of office in the federal government in a federal job, or in a lowercase ruling. That's it. And so black folk need to understand and sort of reverting back and saying we're reclaiming our rights and privileges and recognition in the 13th and 14th Amendment and the civil rights laws. That's our laws, nobody else's. And they cease and desist allowing anybody to come in this country saying that they have a right to the 13th and 14th and 15th Amendment and the civil rights laws. Those civil rights laws have been corrupted. They were corrupted all through history. They were corrupted in the 1960s when black folk again let everybody come in and proclaim them to be, say we're entitled, we got 14th Amendment rights. We got rights to this and that. You don't. If you're not black, you had no rights.
So I don't know if y'all saw the recent Supreme Court ruling. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to cry. But they sided with the Trump administration on nationwide injunctions, which was preventing birthright citizenship, Trump's birthright citizenship executive order from going in effect. And so essentially it's a 30-day pause before.
What the fuck is this hairpiece? I'm sorry. Look, I know y'all want to watch the video. I know y'all don't want me pausing. I know y'all hate when people pause during reaction videos. I get it. What the fuck is this though? What is that? It's not even moving with her head. It's not even moving like from it. Let's get back to the video.
Whatever guidance they put out will go in effect, which essentially means that you can't do a nationwide injunction to...
Let me go back. I apologize. I'm sorry.
Was preventing Trump's birthright citizenship executive order from going in effect. And so essentially it's a 30-day pause before whatever guidance they put out will go in effect, which essentially means that you can't do a nationwide injunction to curtail some of his executive orders, which essentially means that it puts 250,000 children. It puts 250,000 children in limbo. And we know that they don't want to stop there. They've already been trying to position to put U.S. citizens in foreign jails, which we know a lot of that will be black and brown people.
Stop with the bullshit. First of all, okay, this whole black and brown, I need you, for black Americans specifically, I need y'all to stop. I need y'all to stop with this black and brown stuff. Stop dilating our struggle, our fight, our lineage with other people who aren't us. Stop doing it with Africans, stop doing it with Caribbeans, and stop doing it with Latinos. Stop doing it with all of these other people. Please stop. Your plight is not theirs. They don't give a fuck about you. Stop calling yourselves the black, well, I'm the black and brown people. There is no, that's bullshit. Stop. Stop. They don't classify you when you go to their homeland. Stop classifying as them when they come to ours. Bullshit. Stop doing that shit. Let's keep going though. And then even when you're talking about citizenship for quote unquote black and brown people, you're not speaking on foundational black Americans. You are talking about African Americans. African Americans are immigrants from Africa. You're talking about Caribbean Americans. Caribbean Americans are immigrants from the Caribbean. I'm not an African American. I'm a black American. I am a foundational black American. I am American by blood, not by paperwork. There is a difference. You're not talking about us. You're talking about a certain specific set of people. So I need you to stop doing this. And this is why we need to stop this flat blackness, this whole everybody's black and everybody. No, we're not. Everybody not black. No, it's not. Get the fuck on, eat a dick. It's not. There's only one black. Only people that were classified as black. From Indian, Negro, to black, to color. We've been classified multiple different times. We are the only people, to now foundational black Americans, we are the only people that have had that classification. We are the only people who have been through that. We are the only people who had an ethnogenesis in America with mixed in with 3 different groups of people. Stop the bullshit. Everybody is not us. And this is the issue when you dilute our race and you dilute our people to say that we're the same as these other people from a whole nother side of the world. We're the same as the Latinos. We're the same as the Caribbean. No, we're not. And that's okay. It's not a hate. It's not a disrespect. It's truth. I don't hate anybody, but I speak the truth. It's that simple. Stop doing that shit. You're not talking about me. I ain't getting deported, bitch.
Citizens in foreign jails, which we know a lot of that will be black and brown people. And the Supreme Court basically said that they can rewrite the Constitution unilaterally. So it seems the only way to protect yourself or your child, and like, I'm trying not to cry, but as a mom, it's hard to imagine you not knowing if your child is safe. Citizenship.
No, it's not. You can just go home. No, it's not. Go home. It's not hard to imagine it. You just go home.
It's like the bedrock of the Constitution. If you're born on the land of the United States of America, you're a citizen.
Yeah, and what did Trump say? What did Trump say? It was for the babies of slaves, which means foundational black American freedmen. It was for us, Negroes. It wasn't for anybody else. He said that like 3 or 4 times in that speech that he gave. He was speaking about my people. He wasn't speaking about no one else. He wasn't speaking about Europeans. He weren't speaking about Africans. He weren't speaking about Asians. He wasn't speaking about none of you people. He was speaking about my people. That's it. That's all. He wasn't speaking about Latinos either. And what he said was, this citizenship clause has been used and abused. It wasn't for y'all. So so what's happening is there's now being a delineation. This is what foundational black Americans have been fighting for. This is why we do what we do. There is now a delineation, and you cannot tell me that this citizenship shit and none of this stuff came from our push and our movement. This is what it means to be a foundational black American. There is a level of rebellion against shit that's not right and unjust. You cannot tell me that at least a part of this didn't come from us delineating. It 100% does. Even Trump delineated with us. It is what it is. It wasn't for none of y'all. And only thing that's happening is what was supposed to happen from the jump. You guys have had too much leeway. It's the same thing when it comes to financial black Americans in America in general. There has been way too much leeway. That fact that the way she's reacting right now, it's the same way that these people react, not even with rights and things like that changing. But the same way that she's reacting is exactly how people, Africans and Caribbeans act and Latinos react. And we tell them, hey, you don't need to be saying that word. You don't need to be operating like this. You don't need to be doing this. You don't need to be doing that. Because I can't do that in your homeland. It's not a disrespect. It's not a hate. I don't hate nobody. But what I do have is a boundary and a certain level of a standard that needs to be abided by based on my people, which everybody should. If I go to Nigeria, there are rules I need to abide by. If I go to the Caribbean, there are rules I need to abide by. And y'all said them because I'm in y'all's homeland. I don't get to go to your place and then think that I can uproot and do what I want. You can't do the same thing here. And the problem is, as foundational black Americans, we have done it way too long. Us as freedmen, we have done it way too long, and now we are saying no, and a lot of you fucking people have an issue with it. So it's just the roosters is coming to crow. We're doing exactly what we should have been did a long time ago.
So for the court to put out this order and then not even comment on the merits, which essentially puts all us in limbo.
No, not us. You, bitch, not us. You and this bullshit ass hairstyle you got that ain't moving. That's moving with your head and ain't even moving on its own because it ain't real. I don't know what the fuck this is, bitch. It looked like I could go and that motherfucker come off. I could just blow in that bitch and that motherfucker go off. I don't know what the fuck you got going on.
It takes years to get to the Supreme Court.
And it takes about a couple hours to go back in your homeland.
That means you can be a citizen in California, but you might not be a citizen in Texas. And we've already seen them use the National Guard to go and usurp the governor of California. And the courts have already ruled in that situation that they have the ability to usurp the governor and use the National Guard if they feel like it. And we all read that executive order where he wants to do that. So you could essentially have ICE agents going into hospitals and ripping children from their moms. No. Where does that stop?
Saya fucking Nara, take your American ass to their homeland and see how they treat you. See how much fucking they got alligator fucking Alcatraz right now. See if you take your ass to Colombia. See if you take your ass to fucking Senegal. See if you take your ass to China and see what fucking thing they got to set up for your ass. You're going the fuck home. You damn near done committed a war crime over there in the mother country the way they treat you if you over there illegally. Get the fuck out of here. You in paradise. You come to America illegally. This shit is paradise. I'm so glad Birthright Citizenship is getting the fuck up out of here. 500,000, what they say, 500,000 Haitians or something and going back home. I'm so fucking glad. Go home. Have a good fucking day.
Starting with immigrants, but we know that's not their goal. The architect of all this was the Heritage Foundation with the use of Stephen Miller, with the idea that immigrants were making the country more diverse. In order to fill that diversity, you have to essentially remove that population from the country.
If you import the third world, you become the third world. Google that.
So now it's immigrants. Next, it might be nationalized citizens. Next, it might be Black Americans.
No, bitch. Stop trying it. No, bitch. Don't try it. No, bitch. You better stop. No, you fucking bitch. It's not going to be Black Americans. It's going to be your people. It was literally for us. That's literally what Trump said in the speech. It was for babies of slaves, no one else. He's already said this. So you trying to fearmonger Black Americans to be like, oh no, they're gonna send us back home. Oh no, back home where? Where? Where's back home? Where are they gonna ship us to? Where? We don't have citizenship nowhere else. We ain't got no paperwork. Where we gonna go back to? Where? It's here, bitch. Let me stop playing.
And the 14th Amendment was made specifically because there were a bunch of slaves that did not have a place, that weren't U.S. citizens. So
now you get it, bitch.
They had the 14th Amendment so that all people would be citizens.
No, it wasn't for all people. Let me make sure I heard her correctly because I am talking. My bad, y'all.
That did not have a place, that weren't U.S. citizens. So they had the 14th Amendment so that all people would be citizens. And essentially, all that's in limbo.
Yeah, it's not in limbo. It's in limbo for you immigrants. It's not for all people. You just said it from the jump before you just went into the bullshit. You just fucked up everything you said. It was essentially for slaves. That was it. That's all it was for. It was literally an amendment for us. So it wasn't for you. And now what America should have done a long time ago is now happening now. This should have already been a thing. All you people get to now go home and build up your filthy homelands. Congratulations. Now you can make a fucking toilet. Now you don't have to eat raccoon stew forever. Now you can actually do something to build up your homeland. Congratulations. You should be happy. You should be thanking Trump that you get to go back home and you don't have to only eat mosquito salads. Now you can actually do things and now you can actually say, hey, you know what? I learned this in America. Let's try to do this because it works. Maybe we should try to do some uprising like the Black Americans did. Maybe we should try to do some things like the Black Americans did. Maybe we should try to add this into our system. Maybe we should fix our healthcare system. Maybe we should fix our economy. Maybe we should fix our financials. Maybe we should fix everything that got going on in our bullshit ass homeland. Maybe we should do that. I don't know. Maybe just thought. Maybe you should change that hairstyle too.
as well as all of the other nationwide injunctions that were put against the Trump administration are now in limbo. The only option, it seems now, is to have a class action lawsuit, which takes a long time to farm, and you literally would have to have your name on that lawsuit to have any kind of form of protection. And there's no telling that the Trump administration won't argue that that class action lawsuit, that class, isn't illegal. Because let's say if you're not a legal citizen here, then what was preventing them from saying that you don't also benefit from our laws and the ability to have class action lawsuits? I'm so sorry I did this crying. Like, I just can't imagine.
Don't be sorry, ho. Be careful. If you Black American, you know what I'm talking about.
And this is the reason why it goes back to, like, I don't understand why we can't have bold leadership in the Democratic Party.
You don't have leadership in the Democratic Party. I got a bunch of homosexuals. You got a bunch of people who care about immigrants more than anything else. The Democratic Party would be a better place if y'all actually cared about American citizens, but y'all don't. The Democratic Party cares about everywhere else but America. So that's your own fault. You don't got no leadership. Everybody a homosexual that want to get plunged from the inside. And that's why the Democratic Party is fucked up now.
Do you see how far Republicans are willing to go?
They're not going far enough, to be honest. They need to stop immigration fully, meaning none of you people should be allowed in America. They should close the borders 100%. Trump should put a ban on every single country in the world until we get some shit in order in America. That's what I think personally, but I'm too radical.
You don't have anybody on our side that is willing to go this far to protect rights. To protect rights. These people are going so far to rip away rights. Why don't we have any kind of leadership that is coming out to protect rights? Why not? Y'all tell
Because y'all are delusional, that's why.
me what y'all think about all this in the comments. Again, I apologize for all the crime. I did not mean to do that. It's just that I wanted to make this video to make sure other people are aware that essentially the Supreme Court has sided with Donald Trump, and in 30 days, everything just falls in limbo when it comes to birthright citizenship. Citizens, United States citizens, Black people, white people, we're not safe in this country because it starts with the immigrant. Then where does it go? We all know this story. It starts with one group to see how you will accept it. Then they next target the next group. Then they target the next group. Then they target the next group. But like I said, y'all tell me what y'all think about all this in the comments, and I'll see y'all in the next one.
This bitch is a fucking idiot. Oh, man.
If Trump snatch up, say, 100 African Americans and deport them to Sudan or Libya or Nicaragua or El Salvador or wherever, those people are gone. They're out of the country. They're God knows wherever. And so let's say one of their family members file a lawsuit on their behalf.
Let me stop you right there. When you say African Americans, you're talking about African immigrants. Black Americans are not African anything. We are Black American. We are not African immigrants. We don't have fucking family in Sudan, bitch. We don't have family in Nicaragua, bitch. We don't have family in Senegal, bitch. All our family is here, and all our family has been here for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. We don't have any other place. This is America. This is our country. We are Americans. It's that simple. So you're not speaking on Black Americans. You're speaking on African Americans. So you need to know who the fuck you're talking about. You got all this fucking fake ass news shit and this fake ass fucking pillar in the background like you in front of the fake ass White House. You should know what the fuck you're talking about. And you know what the fuck you're talking about. You're just an old Sambo, goofy old Democratic shield nigga with some big ass glasses and a big ass mic, and that you ain't even speaking to that bitch correctly. So let's keep watching.
And let's say they successfully get an injunction from the judge. Well, it used to be, before this case, that the judge could say, nigga, basically, you got to return all 100 of these African Americans because you unlawfully deported them. But now, with this case, the judge could only say you got to bring that one person back. And the other 99, although it's unlawful, he cannot prohibit that unless they do a class action lawsuit. And people, class action lawsuits can take months, if not years, to get certified. So those other 99 African American people could be over there lingering, rotten in some jail or whatever, while their cases matriculates through the court system. It's almost like saying you can't kill that man after you then shot him. Listen, this court case essentially said to judges, you cannot issue nationwide injunctions except for certified class action lawsuits, even if what he is doing is unlawful. So if you phrase the question this way, can Trump lawfully deport African Americans? The answer is clearly no. But that's not the question. The question is, can he deport African Americans even if it's unlawful? The answer to that question is yes.
Good thing I'm not an African American.
Because there's nobody to stop him anymore. All right? I want that to be clear. This is not just about immigrants. This is not just about Latinos.
Yes, it is.
This case went far beyond immigration.
No, it hasn't. There has not been one financial Black American ever deported from America, ever. Literally in the history of the world, literally in the history of life. Since God created the heavens and the earth, there's literally never, ever, 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 ever been a foundational Black American been deported back to Africa or anywhere because they're not a foundational Black American. Yeah, that's never happened. And it's never going to happen. There's no case, there's no study of anything. Sorry to tell you.
I hope I'm making this clear.
You're making it very delusional. It's not clear at all. You very much a fucking idiot. It's an old Sambo nigga talking. Al Sharpton.
This is not just about immigrants. This is not just about Latino immigrants.
Yes, it is.
This case went far beyond immigration.
No, it didn't.
It basically, at this point, jeopardizes all of our rights.
No, it doesn't. Yours, maybe.
All of them.
I don't know who Our is. You must be, you don't know. He might be Caribbean. I don't know. I don't know about you.
Now, I'm going to take you to the case and I'm going to show you that.
That's exactly how I'm looking at the nigga. Nigga talking. Nigga. What you talking about? Nigga deported. Nigga, my people from Georgia. Nigga. Talking about.
Amy Coney Barrett, Justice Barrett, wrote the case for the majority. And she said that judges could no longer issue nationwide injunctions, even if what Trump is doing is unlawful. You may say, wow, really? Yes, really.
You really fucking stupid.